Good morning, everybody. Here we are, 1st of June. Time? Yeah, 10 o'clock. Not bad, eh? Got up, switched on the old Facebook, and here we are. I don't know if you can see this. Ashley Shaw made a video. And here is the woman herself. You can watch her video. You could just find it on Facebook. Read what she says here. Alright, okay. I know it's all back to front and upside down and gobbledygook, can't help that. But this is a woman who thinks Tommy Robinson is a complete arsehole. And she has voiced her opinion, like I do. It's very good. It's the other side of the coin, it's how other people see Tommy Robinson. Now she makes it quite clear that Tommy Robinson, that's not his name. He goes under a pseudonym, Tommy Robinson, which we all know about. You know, you're entitled to use a pseudonym. There's no law against it. But you know what really pees me off with this woman? She's uneducated. The main thing that I'm really worried about this woman is that she says, this is British law, not American law. We don't have such a thing in this country called freedom of speech. It's not in our law. It's not in our constitution. Really. So how the hell did she ever make a video and put it on Facebook? Because that is called freedom of speech. That's why I say she is so uneducated. And when you get a chance to listen to her video, she's never been in a situation like a lot of women in this country have. A lot of children have. In the papers, day before yesterday, 100 taxi drivers in Glasgow arrested, appearing in court. All from Pakistan, all Muslim, all on trial for grooming children, raping children, molesting children. They've all got caught. They're all in court. And what I was really pleased to see in the paper up there is that most of them, when they do get charged or whatever, most of them will get custodial sentence, but a lot of them, it says in the paper, will be deported back to the shitholes they came from. Stripped of their British citizenship. They came here with nothing. They will go back with nothing. And it won't cost us, the taxpayer, anything. Apart from the court case, obviously. You know, I don't mind. Anybody is entitled to their opinion, and you're entitled to come on here and post it. That's what it's all about. That's called freedom of speech. This woman obviously is wrapped up in cotton wool, like she says, like I say. Oh, I got lots of Muslim friends. You can't blame them all for the... But that's what I said in my video blog. When you tar the brush on people, they all get tarred because they're Muslim. Doesn't matter if they're Indian or if they're Pakistan or they come from Africa or the Middle East. She's on about saying, oh, what happens if you change the word from Muslim to Jew? What would it be like then? Well, my dear, you don't see Jews running around grooming children, shagging them, harassing women on the street because of the way they dress. The Jews are not like that. This is why I say, my dear, you know, you've got an opinion, but you're so uneducated, you're so one-track minded. You wear a pair of blinkers that are so freaking long. You've got narrow vision. You don't open your eyes to the world to see what's going on. You know, when you say, I'm sick and tired of Tommy Robinson, he's bullshit, he's this, he's racist, he's this, that and the other. Why is it then, my dear, you only get these reports about Muslims, the Islamic race? You don't get people from India, you know, the Sikhs. They don't do that. Yes, Christians do cause atrocities. We have got paedophiles in this country, and I'm not saying that we're squeaky clean. But they don't do it in the name of their religion, my dear. Islam is the only religion that does this in the name of their religion. It's not about people, it's religion. And unfortunately, like I've posted in most of my blogs, it's Muslims. Yes, right? Do the research, my dear, like I do. You know, I post all sorts of things on Name and Shame on my page. I'm in Facebook jail for what I say and what I believe in. And rightly so. If people find that it's hate speech because I use the word muzzrat, that's it. I don't put videos up of people getting their head chopped off or being beaten up or anything like that. I just use one word called muzzrat and I get put into prison. It's hate speech. We can't have that. But it's okay to put on Facebook people getting their heads chopped off, kicked up and down the street, smashed to bits. You know, I don't put rubbish up on Facebook like that. I just use one word, muzzrat. But apparently, according to Facebook, their standards, that is far worse than anything else you can imagine. Muslims kicking dogs all over the place, poisoning pets in the park because they don't like dogs. They tell us what we can eat and what we can't eat, how we dress, and we can't do this, we can't do that. You need to do your research, my dear. You know, you're not educated. You're what I call dumbed down. You don't live in the real world, my dear. Go and live in the places where all the other people get molested by this scum. And I'm not talking about all Muslims. You know, I'm not talking about all Muslims. If you look at any of my video blogs, I would tell you the same as what you said. I've got lots of friends that are Muslims. But my friends that I've got that are Muslims are sick and tired of what's going on because it's not their teaching. They all read the Quran, but they don't read the corrupted version of the Quran. You know? They don't use it as a tool. All white people are classed as infidels. All white people should have their heads chopped off, including you, my dear. What they will do with you, mind you, well, no, actually, you're better looking than some of their donkeys, but you're not that good looking as far as I'm concerned. But they would most probably shag the hell out of you. And when they've done that, if they haven't murdered you, they'll dig a hole in the ground, put you in it, fill it up to your neck, and then they'll stone you to death. Like they do with all their other women. You see what I mean, my dear? You need to do some research. You really do need to do some research. You've got a bloody computer. You use it. You come on here and put your video on. Good luck to you. It's a voice. It's called freedom of speech. The one thing that you say we don't have in British law. Well, I'm sorry, my dear. We've always had freedom of speech in this country, be it hate or not. You're not old enough to have lived through the Second World War. I can tell that straight away. You've never served your country, like a lot of us have, and been on the front line with every frickin' thing you can imagine being thrown at you, apart from missiles, rockets, gas and Christ knows what else. You know? And then you got your Prime Minister, which you most probably love to bits. Oh, Theresa May, she's so fantastic. Yet she nearly took the whole country to war in the middle of the night. And the only time you knew about it was when you woke up on a Saturday morning and put the news on. I bet you didn't sit there and say, oh my God, oh, like a lot of other people did, that didn't realise that we could have been blown to bits in the middle of the night, Friday night, Saturday morning. Yeah. What about your freedom of speech there, my dear? Eh? Well, you wouldn't have had freedom of speech because you'd have been dead like everybody else. All because of a dumb schmuck like Theresa May and Boris Johnson and the rest of that crap that's sit out there. They don't want you to know what's going on in this country. You don't read the papers, do you? No, obviously not. You see what you see and you hate it. Oh, I'm sick and tired of this bullshit about Tommy Robinson. Well, let me tell you, my dear, if it wasn't people like Tommy Robinson, and myself and a few others that spoke out for the British people to protect our way of life, our morals, our codes, our country, our flag. What we believe in, not what they believe in. They come over here with their beliefs and turn around and tell us we got to believe what they believe. If you don't, you're an infidel. So it's all right for us to walk down the street, grab your women, your children, shag them, sell them off, groom them. That's okay, that's fine. What would you do if it was your children? Would you condone that? Would you say, oh, help yourself? My daughter's only, could be 9, 13, 14. You're all right. You can do what you like. Take them around the back of the taxi cab, share them around amongst your mates. Shag it to bits. I don't care. I don't have freedom of speech, so you can do what you like. So I can't speak out. Really. Okay, this is a very short blog. Wake up, Ashley, whatever your name is. Wake up. Think about what you're saying, Then come back on here and tell us what you think. But do the research first, my dear. It's okay having an opinion. You don't like Tommy Robinson. Really. Nobody liked the IRA because the way the media used to fucking slag them off. And look at now. Look at Northern Ireland now. We're all friends. We're all good friends. You obviously didn't remember that. The decades of war in Ireland between us and the Irish. I don't have a problem with the Irish. I totally agree with what they do. It's just that we've got governments in this country that want to stamp their authority on people like the Irish, us. If you don't toe the line, we'll lock you up. If you don't toe the line in Ireland, we'll send the army over there and shoot you and bomb you and do this, that and the other. Alright? You want to think yourself lucky that you live in a country like England that's got its British laws, right? You don't live in a country like they do. Look at Sweden. Look at Sweden. They invited the Muslims in with open arms. Now it's the norm over there to shag any girl you like. The authorities don't come down on you. Oh, well, it's their way of life. That's what they do. So we'll just turn a blind eye to it. And women in that country, children in that country, live in fear. Live in fear for their lives. When you get a country that can't support its own people and allow other people to come into their country, take it over, change the laws, change everything, and it becomes the norm to do what they like with our children, our women, you've lost it. The British flag, the Union Jack, that's got such a history behind it. I'm not saying it's a good history. It's a very bloodied history. Same as the American flag, all the stars and stripes. All those stars mean states. But to put those stars on that flag, they had to fight wars in their own country before it became one. The same with the EU. Lovely flag, isn't it? Blue with all the stars. These are the countries we conquered. Maybe not by war, by economics. We joined the club and then they destroyed us. And we're paying very, very dear for it. But you find that's okay. Oh, I'm European. I like it. I'm part of Europe. Where was you born? You definitely weren't born in Europe, was you? I know I bloody wasn't. On my birth certificate, it's got the crown. I was born here in England. It hasn't got a stupid circle on it with frickin' stars saying you're European. I'm British, my dear. Most probably the same as you. British. And we live under British law, as you say. But I suggest you go down the library and find out about British law and find out about freedom of speech. That's why we have a thing called Speaker's Corner up in London, where you are entitled to go, stand on a soapbox and say what you like. It's called freedom of speech. Remember that, my girl. Remember that. I'm not going to call you all the names under the sun and ridicule you. You know, you're entitled to an opinion, the same as me. So I'm not going to slag you off. I'm just saying to you, go and educate yourself, girl. You've got a brain. You've got a pair of eyes. Open them a bit wider. When you look at a photograph, don't look at the most obvious thing in the middle of the photograph. Look at the whole picture. What's behind it? What's up in the sky? What's on the ground? You know. That's the trouble with people these days. They take a picture of themselves, put it on Instagram. They even put funny ear holes, funny nose, whiskers, tongue hanging out. Look at me, don't I look nice? Really? That's not you. It's false. You only want people to see what you want them to see. You don't look at the big picture. And it's the same with the world. And the same with the news. And everything else. If you read the papers, yes, read the paper. Then read between the lines. You look at the news on TV. Oh, that's disgusting. Oh, I never knew that. Do a bit of research and see what's behind it. Find out the truth. Find out what's been conveniently left out. So it makes the news look that much better, that much sharper. They leave out all the other stuff, which makes the story sound a lot better if you put it all in. But they don't want you to know about that. They just want you to know what they're telling you. So educate yourself, my dear. Have a good weekend. And spend a bit of time doing some research. If you don't want to do it on computer, go down to the library. Look up our charter. Common law. What it's all about. How Great Britain, when it was Great Britain, how it got its laws, how they were formed. You know, you're such a sad person. But there you go. You're what I call run-of-the-mill, typical, dumbed-down people that don't care what's going on around them. You know, until it happens to you. When they break into your house, rape you, your kids, yeah. When you're walking down the street, they don't like the way you dress and start smacking you about all over the place. Or you get some horrible, mindless moron that doesn't care what you look like, how old you are. He's got one thing on his mind. He's going to drag you around the corner, he's going to rip your clothes off, and he's going to shag the arse off of you. And he's going to leave you there for dead. You know, that's the real world we live in, my dear. That's the facts. That's what goes on here in England. You know? So think on. There you go. Have a good weekend.